Hey guys, we are back with some more Vancouver GM mode, and the last episode we made a not a huge trade, but you know what? It was significant. It got us back to 32, 24, and 7, so well above 500, and it got everyone scoring. So I think personally we should just go past the trade deadline and we should stick with this team, see what happens, because even though Turris is underproducing, there's nothing I can really do about him right now. He's more of like a draft trade right now because he's making 6.5 for a year, and we do only have like 1 million in the salary cap, right? Yeah, I think it's somewhere around there. So we're gonna have to probably trade Turris around the draft time, but I don't have a problem with doing that because Reed Hensick is probably going to jump up to be that first liner, and we don't have to re-sign Hensick for another year after this. And I don't feel like putting Hensick on the first line now, just because I feel like Turris could get a jump start, especially with Tarasenko and Nichushkin on his wing. I mean, I know it's been like that all year, but now with the defense that we have, like the extremely deep defense and the pretty deep forward core that we have, I feel like he could really make a push the second half of the year. And then Hensick, you don't want him to get the red star potential. This isn't like NHL 16 where you could just put him on the first line with a superstar and then he'll automatically grow throughout the course of the year. No, that's not how this game works, unfortunately. So we're just going to leave Hensick with Colin Wilson and Jake Virtanen because that is a trio that's working right now. And Shaw, Horvat, Wegleitner holding it down defensively with Dano, O'Mara, and Cassian so that the top six can work offensively. And then Zadorov and Klingberg together, Lindholm and Ellis, and then Jones and Bogosian. That's quite a good defensive core. It's almost as good as the one in Carolina, if not better, because remember in Carolina we had to use an 80 overall defenseman in Connor Murphy, I think it was. So, yeah, this is a very deep defensive core that we have, and I like this team right now. So let's go past the trade deadline. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect. That takes us up right to the end of the season, the regular season. So hopefully we can make a push for the playoffs here. Alright, get a win here against Anaheim. There you go. Detroit, they're not looking too good. 24, 29, and 9. Let's make that 24, 30, and 9. There you go. Lindholm with 44 assists. And you know what? Turris is getting it done defensively. He's plus 16, which is apparently the highest on the team. So you know what? I got... as long as Turris is doing something to earn that... 6.5. I don't have a problem with it right now, since there's obviously not anything we can do about it now up until the draft. But he's playing fine right now. I mean, obviously offensively he could be doing a bit better, but you know he's allowing Tarasenko and Nichushkin, I guess, to produce, especially Tarasenko. So you know. Yeah, we'll just leave that line the way it is for now. Obviously, there's probably going to be some changes in the offseason unless we win the Stanley Cup. But, yeah, I mean, even if we do win the Stanley Cup, we're probably going to have to unload Turris just because of the amount of salary cap we took on with that Nashville trade for Colin Wilson, Seth Jones, and Ryan Ellis. And I'd really like to keep that core together as much as possible. I know Colin Wilson's 32 already. He's going to be probably 33 by the start of next season. But I feel like he'll still be an offensive threat for the next year or so before we really need to think about trading him. Because, I mean, what I noticed with this game, players either retire early and good, or they wait till they're like Yager age and then they retire. But even when they get to be a Yager age, they still have decent offensive stats. Like, they're serviceable, at least third liners. So it's not like, we just traded for Wilson and then it's not like he's a bottom six right now. He's a top six forward for us right now. And even when Wilson drops, we can hopefully replace him with Wegleitner, who I'm hoping gets that passing and puck control category up there. It's not looking too good for him right now, considering he's an 87 on the third line. But if he just improves that passing category and puck control category by like 4 or 5 points, he will be a very solid second liner. Maybe even first liner, who knows. So lost there against Colorado. Let's see, we have 42 wins right now, so that's 84 points plus 10. We have 94 points. All right, we should be in a playoff spot. Last game, overtime loss against Anaheim, so what is that, 97 points? It should be. So we should be in a playoff spot, and again, we traded away our first round pick, so we're not going to be really scouting anyone in the first round. Let's go for SHL defenseman. All right. Not that we need any defensemen. All right, so what do we got going here? Yes, okay, we're in the playoffs. 95 points. Arizona led our division with 102. Nashville led the Western Conference with 111. And they also won the President's Trophy. Let's check the GM tracker real quick, see if there's anything we can upgrade. Nope. Let's check the final season stats. Tarasenko with 41 goals. Lindholm with 52 assists. Looking good so far. Hoping that can translate to the playoffs here. Come on now. Yeah. So Tarasenko with 76 points. Hensick with 71. Unbelievable. He's going to be amazing next year. Virtanen with 59. Not bad. Lindholm with 58. Pretty good for, that's really good for a defenseman, obviously. It's the highest point-producing season he's had since 2018, 2019, so that's good. Turris with 53 points. Obviously, he could have done a lot better, but you know what are you going to do? We're probably going to trade him at the draft anyway this year. Nichushkin, 51 points. He probably could have done a lot better, honestly. I want to hear you guys' input on Nichushkin here. He's making 7.4. But you know what? He is allowing Tarasenko to do what he does best. Ellis, can't really judge. He we've only had him for like a half a year. Zdorov, not bad. Actually, that's pretty good for a defensive defenseman there. Klingberg, 44 points. I know you can do better offensively, but you know what? If there's scoring balance on our team, I don't care who's doing the scoring. Wilson, again, can't really judge him with how many of those points were on Nashville. Horvat, 29. Wegleitner, 29. He's an 88 overall now. Jeez. And he's been playing the season on the third line pretty much. Half the season anyway. Hopefully he can get that huge jump in the offseason. That'd be great. Goaltenders, so Jake Allen, he definitely got better as the season progressed, especially with that trade. And then Bobrovsky did, not great, but decent, especially decent for this game. All right, now let's see who we have in the first round of the playoffs. It is Calgary. Okay, so. You never know with this GM tracker thing. Yeah, it gave us like 100 more points, but we still don't have enough to upgrade anything. So let's check out the Calgary Flames before next episode starts. Calgary. So they have Johnny Gaudreau, Sam Bennett, and Cam Atkinson. Kind of weak right wing, but I don't know. Maybe Atkinson has a good shot. Second line, Poirier, Monahan, and Berglund. So, again, wings are pretty weak there. I don't know, maybe Poirier, the left wing, has a good offensive category, and I know Berglund has a good offensive category, but it's A3 is still a little weak for a second line winger. Third line, though, is Klimchuk, Granlund. Is that Marcus Granlund or Mikhail Granlund? It's probably Marcus. Marcus Granlund and Senyshyn. So it's not bad. Actually, that's pretty good. Although I'd prefer like a defensive third line, so maybe Calgary's more of an offensive team. Ferland, Vorobiev, and Brickley on the fourth line. So I wouldn't put a playmaker on the fourth line. So it definitely looks like they're an offensive scoring team here, focused. Oh yeah, they're definitely look like. I mean, so all right, this is interesting. So they got Brody, Hamilton, and Delzato, the three offensive defensemen, all at least 84 overall, and then the three defensive defensemen, Vladimirov, Dolgushkin, and Bortuzzo. They're all 79 or under, so that's interesting there. And then goaltender, we have Ortio, however you pronounce it, and McDonald. So nothing spectacular. I mean, Sam Bennett's pretty good. Dougie Hamilton's pretty good, but no superstars really. We have Tarasenko, and we have Zadorov, we have Lindholm, we have Bobrovsky. So hopefully this will be an easy series for us. But you know, it's the playoffs. It's never going to be an easy series, as we all know from my past experiences. So that should be about it. Just making sure. Let's check the team standings, actually. So we were 11th in the NHL with 95 points. Goals for per game, exactly 3. Goals against per game, 2.83, 14th in the league. Power play, 19%, so 18th in the league. Penalty kill, 80.3, so 17th. So nothing too spectacular, but don't forget our special teams the first part of the year were very, really down there. Like, I'm talking bottom 5 for both categories. So, you know what? We did see some improvement towards the end of the year. So, hopefully we can pick it up in the playoffs against the Calgary Flames, which it looks like there's nothing else to do in this episode. So, actually, you know, let's check out the AHL. All right, they're not making playoffs. So, I will see you guys in the round 1 versus Calgary.